The Chargers are wasting no time in overhauling their coaching staff, and Jim Harbaugh just made another big change. The team's new safeties coach is Adam Fuller, a former defensive coordinator at Florida State. Now here's the interesting part. This hire could have a direct impact on the 2025 NFL Draft, linking the Chargers to a very intriguing prospect. Could this unexpected pick bolster LA's secondary? And speaking of reinforcements, a bombshell is dropped in the NFL. Cooper Kupp, one of the Rams' greatest legends, could be leaving. What's more, the Chargers could be a viable destination for the wide receiver. There are plenty of twists and turns, so don't miss a single detail. Oh, and be sure to like and support the channel. The Chargers aren't wasting any time filling out their coaching staff, and Jim Harbaugh just made another move to keep things rolling. With former safeties coach Chris O'Leary heading off to take the defensive coordinator job at Western Michigan, the Bolts have found his replacement, Adam Fuller, the former Florida State defensive coordinator. This marks Fuller's first gig in the NFL after spending 2 decades coaching at the college level. Now, let's be real. Fuller's last season with Florida State was rough. A brutal 1-9 record got him and a bunch of others shown the door. But while it's tough to predict exactly what he'll bring to LA, one thing is certain: his hire instantly connects the Chargers to an intriguing draft prospect, Isaiah Thomas. Thomas is a projected day 2 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, with Pro Football Focus ranking him 84th overall. That just so happens to put him right in the Chargers' wheelhouse with their 86th pick. At 6'2", he's a physical press man corner who thrives on the outside. Exactly the type of aggressive defender that could make an impact in the right system. Now, does LA desperately need another outside corner? Not exactly. But with Christian Fulton potentially leaving, adding some depth wouldn't hurt. Plus, defensive coordinator Jesse Minter worked wonders with rookies Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still last season, and Thomas's skill set could fit right into that development pipeline. Of course, Fuller wouldn't be coaching him directly, but his familiarity with Thomas could give the Chargers an edge in getting the best out of him. That said, LA has way bigger priorities heading into the draft. Tight end, interior offensive line, edge rusher, and even running back or safety all feel like more pressing needs. So does Thomas end up in powder blue? If the Chargers stick to drafting for need, probably not. But if they go with the best player available, well, that's when things get interesting. So Chargers fans, what do you think about this possible connection between Adam Fuller and the draft? Does the arrival of Isaiah Thomas make sense for the team? Comment below. Now, if you thought this move was interesting, wait until you hear this. Cooper Kupp could switch sides in Los Angeles and strengthen the Chargers. Cooper Kupp on the trade block? Yeah, that one's tough to wrap your head around. The guy is a Rams legend, a Super Bowl champ, an MVP, and one of the most productive wide receivers in franchise history. But the NFL is a ruthless business, and now the 31-year-old receiver is officially up for grabs. Oh, naturally, the question becomes, could he stay in LA and suit up for the Chargers alongside Justin Herbert? Kupp broke the news himself, which made this even more shocking. Usually we get a leak from an agent to an insider, not a direct statement from the player. But there it was. Kupp announcing that the Rams are looking to trade him, and that while he doesn't agree with a move, he's preparing to keep playing at an elite level. He made it clear he wanted to start and finish his career in LA, but now it's out of his hands. And here's where the Chargers come into the picture. They need reliable playmakers, badly. Ladd McConkey showed promise last season, but Herbert needs more weapons. Enter Kupp, a do-it-all receiver who can line up inside, outside, in motion. You name it. He thrives in the short and intermediate game, which would give Herbert a dependable safety valve, something he's desperately lacked. Plus, adding Kupp would take pressure off McConkey and help bring balance to an offense that struggled with consistency last year. Now, there's the contract issue. Kupp's deal isn't the easiest to move, and he's not exactly a young star anymore, but he's also one of the hardest working guys in the league, still highly productive and hungry to prove he's got plenty left in the tank. If there's one guy you bet on to keep defying the odds, it's him. So could the Chargers actually pull this off? It won't be easy, but if they're serious about making a playoff push in 2025, pairing Herbert with Kupp might be exactly what they need. If the Chargers prioritize talent over need, Isaiah Thomas could be an interesting bet. But with so many holes on the roster, this choice is still uncertain. The possibility of Cooper Kupp on the team is much more exciting, a reliable veteran who would give Justin Herbert the security he so desperately needs. The problem, the contract. But if the Chargers really want to compete for the playoffs, this is the perfect opportunity. Now tell me, would you be willing to see Kupp in blue and yellow? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news about your team.